I am a big believer in bucket lists. I make my kids keep a bucket list. I tell my friends to keep bucket lists. I think if people don't have dreams and things to work towards, it's just not worth it. And on my list for a long time has been to be a decent surfer. I'm never going to be a great surfer. I've got a long list and I periodically knock things off. I have basically no surfing experience. You know, I've stood up on a board a couple of times in a 1-hour lesson with my kids in Southern California or, on the beach someplace. But this is my first time really being on a surfboard. I am so impressed on multiple dimensions with this place, and a big one is the quality of the hiring. So I was with Tommy and Ollie, and those guys are great, and they're generous with their time, and they find new ways to teach, and they're good at not saying no and being positive and sort of pushing you in the right direction and dealing with ego and disappointment and all that kind of stuff. But I think it doesn't apply just to them. The culture of the whole place it's just really positive, full of nice, hardworking, talented, positive people. So it's been great, and I learned a lot. As a beginning surfer, we started with paddling and, getting into broken waves without standing up and then pop-ups, etc. But everybody knew the surf was going to get bigger later in the week. It gave us a chance, which I thought was great and way more fun, to flop things around and get into the unbroken waves on the back earlier, which I was super eager to do. I mean, it's great technique and I totally need it, and frankly, I probably need a lot more time in the whitewater building basic skills, but it's way more fun to be out back. And we got out there on day 2 and was surfing some unbroken waves on day 2, and on the day off I was out there by myself surfing some unbroken waves with the guys here, and managed to get into some of the big waves on the last day as the surf built up. So it worked out great for me. This place is really great on a lot of dimensions. The people are great, culture is great, it's organized in a thoughtful way, like a school. There are certain things that have cumulative learning. When I learned to fly, that was probably the best example. They would say, all right, point me in that direction, and you could point in that direction, and you'd find out you lost 1,000 feet. Then they'd say, all right, maintain this altitude, and you'd find out you didn't go in that direction. But eventually you learn how to maintain your altitude and point in that direction, and then make a climb or a descent or learn to land or whatever. Same as here. And there are systems to do that. This place has a system, and it's thought through well, and I made, I think, a lot of progress in 6 days of surfing. Food's great, people are great, culture's great, and I made a lot of friends in the meantime. It was terrific.